Next up in our EOPro presentation is the Action Creator, which is the heart of the system and a very powerful tool for helping users to create customized workflows for processing their Earth observation data requests. So you'll be familiar with the interface that we've got in front of us. This interface is where we begin, where we've logged in once we've linked our GitHub accounts. And instead of using the left-hand menu as we did before, we're going to go over to the right-hand side and activate the Action Creator. When I do that, you'll see the first thing we see is a notification to enable tooltips, which is a helpful way to guide the user through interacting with the system. So we can see the first task here is to begin by selecting the area node, which highlights, and then we're prompted to go and select a drawing tool. We've fast forwarded a few steps, so if I click in the middle, you can see a polygon is automatically added there. Next, the user is prompted to select a data set. So once you select the node, you can select from one of the data sets or more on the left-hand side. They're expanded to show the settings that are available. Next up, the next node in line is the date range, which will prompt the user to select a start and end date range as before. Finally, the function node is selected at the bottom from where we have a drop-down list of the different functions available. You'll notice that some of these are disabled, some are grayed out. That's because while they exist in the list of functions, it might be the case that they are incompatible with the chosen data set. So where there is a conflict between the data set and the available functions, we highlight those and make sure that they are visible but grayed out so the user knows there's more on the list. So once one is selected, we'll use this one in this case, there will be an option for several functions to run in sequence. We won't be showing that today, but that certainly is on the roadmap. At this point, you'll see that the Run Action Creator button is available to click. So if we go ahead and click that, a new notification appears, just letting the user know that workflow processing can take some time to complete based on the complexity of the data coming back. But in the meantime, the user is made clear that they can go and browse the history for previously created workflows, or they can go ahead, create a new workflow, or export their configuration to make sure that that workflow is stored and can be reloaded in the future. So if I go ahead and click the View History button, you'll see that the latest workflow is ready. While we're up here actually on the tab section, we can mention that there is a presets tab. Presets will in time be very useful for land cover change. There will be presets that are loaded straight into the workflow builder and can be accessed very, very quickly and easily by the user. But in this case, let's go back to the history tab. So you can see with the notification dot there that we have one workflow that is ready to view. So I'll go ahead and view the results for that one. Again, familiar interface, nothing too surprising here. We've got the map tiles and we've got the products down the left-hand side. What we gain at the bottom of the screen is this date slider, and this helps the user to narrow the list based on time. And clicking that by dragging the end nodes will make sure that that list is narrowed. And what's also worth noting is the comparison tool. So we have add to compare links on all of the products. And when you select one of those, you can see it gets added to the drop down here as part of my comparison tool. I can add another one. So now that I have two products selected in my comparison tool, I can hit the compare button and we have this comparison slider, which will help users to compare map products across a various range. Again, very useful tool for land cover change, which will work over time, or map type as well for the imaging, or useful for date range across the same type of image tile. Another thing worth finally noting here is another piece of work in progress is graphing. So at the bottom of the screen, we have a space reserved here for a graphing tool, which will show a range of graph points and data values that the user will be able to interact with. But that's it. That's all we've got time for today. So thank you for your time.